enhance your happiness and transform your life. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. This is the kitchen at Ravensduke Cottage and this is my happy place. The topic of this video is, can clutter cause you to gain weight? My experience and the research both say absolutely. So we're going to talk about that in this video, and I'm going to share with you the ways that clutter can cause you to gain weight. So grab your hydration beverage, let's have a sip and a sit while I share with you how clutter can affect your weight. So welcome in. You know, it's pretty profound when you think that there is a correlational effect on clutter and how it manifests in weight gain. But let me share with you some facts, some data, and then I want to share with you my personal experience. Now you'll notice I am in the kitchen today because I want to share with you at the end of this video how clutter can affect your relationship with food, so make sure you stay to the end. So how can clutter cause you to gain weight? Well, clutter can create stress, and stress causes your body to create a hormone called cortisol. Now, a little bit of cortisol from time to time isn't going to create any damage in your body. But over extended periods of time, cortisol has some really negative effects on your body. And I'm going to talk with you about this. Now, I am not a doctor and this is not medical advice, but I'm going to share with you what I have learned in my journey that made a huge impact on my health and well-being. So, clutter creates stress. And when you are interacting in your home every single day, you're instigating a stress response if you don't feel comfortable and calm in your own home. So if you're surrounded by clutter and it makes you feel frustrated or overwhelmed, it can cause your body to create this hormone, release this hormone called cortisol. And what does cortisol do? Well, cortisol makes your body produce more glucose. And when your body produces glucose, your cells absorb that glucose and use it as fuel. When you're stressed, you're in fight or flight. You're in your sympathetic nervous system, where your body is in autopilot to prepare for your own survival. So it produces glucose in order for your cells to have energy to fight or flee. But over the long term, having glucose in your system and then reinforced by your diet, by eating a lot of sugar and refined carbs, is going to elevate your glucose. So now you have a lot of glucose in your system, both from the stress and from your diet. And sooner or later, your cells become what's called insulin resistant, because when you have a lot of glucose in your system, your body produces something called insulin. And what insulin does is it helps your cells open up and take that glucose out of your bloodstream and use it for energy. But when you have elevated levels of insulin, your cells start to diminish their response to that insulin, and it's called insulin resistance. So now your cells are resistant to insulin. This is pre-diabetes. This is when your glucose level in your blood is high over long periods of time. And this could be from stress, it could be just from diet. But when you combine the two, now you're really starting to have serious health implications. So how does this all lead to weight gain? So as your body your cells become more resistant to the insulin, that glucose is not being used by your cells. So it's just floating around in your body. Well, your body's got to do something with it, because when you have that much sugar or glucose in your bloodstream, it causes inflammation. And then what happens is your body, the lining of your arteries are now inflamed. So your body's response to that is repair. It's inflamed. We got to repair that. So it produces some other substances, one of which being cholesterol. Why? Because it uses cholesterol to line the inside of your blood, your arteries, in order to stabilize that inflammation. And so now you have high glucose, which converts to your A1C levels, and now you have high cholesterol. And now you have all of that lining on the inside of your arteries. So what do you think comes next? High blood pressure. So now you have insulin-resistant cells, high glucose in your bloodstream, high cholesterol, and high blood pressure. Now you have what's called metabolic syndrome. Now, this isn't all because of clutter, but clutter contributes to stress. Stress contributes to cortisol. Cortisol contributes to glucose levels. Glucose levels can contribute to inflammation and high blood pressure. So, what happens to all of that glucose floating around in your bloodstream? After all of these other effects, your body's going to do something with it, so it's going to store it for a future time when you're going to need energy. Fact. Weight. So that's the metabolic way that clutter can contribute to weight gain. But let's talk about some other things that clutter can do to influence your weight. Now, I believe that clutter creates frustration because you can't find things, you're always looking for things, you feel overwhelmed a lot. So there's this frustration. Well, when you're frustrated, you want soothing. Frustration can lead to anxiety, and you want soothing. So what do you do to get soothing? The quickest way is to eat sugar or carbs to get that glucose spike so that you release serotonin. Serotonin is that stress relieving chemical in your brain, and it soothes your stress level, it soothes your anxiety. It's a feel-good chemical. So now we're in a vicious cycle of being stressed and overwhelmed, and then eating highly refined carbs or sugars in order to get the serotonin to feel good. But then we elevate that glucose, and now we're creating, in the long term, what's called metabolic syndrome. Another way that clutter can create weight gain is it diminishes your willpower. When you are frustrated, you are less focused, and when you have less focus, your willpower seems less active. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're overwhelmed, you've had a stressful day at work, you walk in, your house is cluttered, it's overwhelmed, you can't find anything, there's no place to put things, you're just moving something to put something there, and it's become this overwhelming feeling, and you have a visceral reaction to that. And that visceral reaction is frustration and sometimes anxiety. So you're gonna, instead of going for the, wholesome foods, snack foods, you're gonna look for that serotonin rush. So you're gonna go for the high carb snacks. And you have less willpower because you were sabotaged the minute you walk through the door. Because you're bombarded with stress and anxiety and overwhelm and feelings of ineffectiveness, and it just snowballs until you're kind of in this kind of a chemical storm in your body of all of these hormones, and then you're just like, I need to just calm. So you're going to reach for the snack food. That's going to be your high carb, refined carbs. Those are the things that you're going to have in your pantry. And instead of saying, oh, no, I don't need that, you're going to feel compelled because you need that serotonin release in order to calm yourself. Now, when clutter diminishes your focus, are you more likely or less likely to stick to a healthy diet? Are you more likely or less likely to exercise if you're feeling frustrated and overwhelmed already? Are you more likely or less likely to focus and fixate on positive, healthy, well-being goals? Or are you more likely to feel sabotaged, ineffective, and feel like there's, diminished hope there? It's almost like you don't feel in control. So if we can come to an understanding of how a cluttered home may affect our health and well-being, and we can prioritize self-care as health-care, part of that is decluttering and organizing and cleaning your home so that when you walk through the door, your visceral reaction is welcoming, embracing, calm, comfortable. That's going to diminish the amount of cortisol that your body produces. So at the beginning of this video, I told you that I was going to share with you my opinion on how a cluttered kitchen can impact your relationship with food. Now, that's why I'm videotaping in the kitchen today, because I wanted to share with you my thoughts and what I have witnessed in my own experience and with others that I work with as clients, how a kitchen can impact your relationship with food. So, welcome to my kitchen. Now, this kitchen is not for everybody. This may be cluttered to you, but this is comfortable for me. So there's a key point, and a salient feature of clutter is, what are you comfortable with? And that's a whole nother video, but what level of clutter are you comfortable with? This is comfortable for me. Now, some people don't want anything on the countertops, but you can see I have some things out, but the most important thing to me is a comfortable workspace. And I have several comfortable workspaces in this kitchen on my playlist of, cooking with the Organizer Advisor, healthy cooking, what's in your pantry challenge. All of those videos are in that playlist. And you can actually see my kitchen at work. So this is comfortable for me. This is right here is my pantry. That's all the food I have on hand. And I focus on using that food so that I don't have food waste and I maximize my food budget. But I want to also share with you how having an overwhelming kitchen can create weight gain or just basically negatively impact your relationship with food. If you don't have a clear space in which to work, you're less likely to cook. If you don't have an organized pantry, you're less likely to be able to utilize the healthy ingredients in there. You're probably shopping, and when you go shopping, you're frustrated because you know you don't feel comfortable in your kitchen, so you buy a lot of food that doesn't require preparation, like highly processed foods, things that come in a box. You're less likely to have fresh food in your refrigerator if your refrigerator is overwhelming and stuffed, because what happens is the food doesn't get used. You feel bad about that. You feel bad about wasting the money. You feel bad about throwing that food away. You feel bad about how you didn't use that food for the purpose that you intended, which was to improve your health and to feed your family. So you quit buying produce and fresh food. You only buy the few things that you eat routinely, and that's going to be probably dairy and snack foods. The other thing is that if your kitchen is not inviting, well lit, and it doesn't feel good to you, you're going to avoid that room. It's going to become an ineffective space, and basically it's just storage. It stores your appliances, your plates, your utensils, and food you're not using. So reformatting your kitchen to be an effective workspace where you feel invited, where you feel functional, where you have access to the things that you need in order to prepare healthy meals. You're going to be more likely to engage in this room where a lot of productivity happens. If it's an efficient, welcoming, well-lit workspace, you're more likely to use it. But if you don't feel comfortable, it's dark, it's cluttered and overwhelming and frustrating, when you do your grocery shopping, you're going to shop and purchase food that facilitates that avoidance. And then we're contributing to that vicious cycle. And this can have profound impacts and implications on your health and that of your family. Another video, I'll address how clutter affects your relationships. So I just wanted to share with you in this video to give you some food for thought, literally, no pun intended. Well, it was. Just think about how clutter impacts you. Now, I believe that as within, so without, and as without, so within. I believe my personal environment is a manifestation of how I feel and how I perceive. So basically, my thoughts and feelings. My internal landscape is manifested in my external environment. So if you're feeling cluttered in your mind or in your emotions, that's going to manifest in clutter in your physical environment. As within, so without. Now, the good news is, as without, so within. That's a reciprocal energy. So if you start to restore order to your external environment, it helps you to restore order to your internal environment, the way you think and feel. So as you restore order to your home, you will feel calmer inside. You will feel less frustrated inside. You will feel more effective inside. And that's going to have positive benefits for your health as well as your weight. When you feel comfortable in your environment, you have a more positive visceral interaction. So when you interact with the items in your home, your body is responding. So if you are comfortable and happy and satisfied and you feel that your home reflects your authentic self, you dovetail your energies together and that becomes home. It's deeply satisfying and soul-soothing. As opposed to if you interact negatively with the items in your home, with the spaces in your home, you have a constant visceral agitation. And that leads to the biological processes we just discussed. So ultimately, clutter can have a negative impact on your weight. In a more larger context, it can have a negative impact on your health overall and how you feel about yourself. And my goal is to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. And I have a whole playlist on how to every nook and cranny clean, organize, and declutter your home. I'll link it here. It's a step-by-step, day-by-day, and you could have this totally done in 30 days. So check it out. All right, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. I am so grateful you joined me. I am so happy that you have, so happy for your positive presence here. I love each and every one of you, and my goal, my purpose, my passion, my mission is to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. Leave me a comment below if you found anything valuable in this video. Would you please hit that like button, and while you're at it, if you would consider subscribing, I would be deeply grateful, and it would be helpful for you to have access to more of my content to ultimately help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. I am the Organizer Advisor, Dr. Lisa Winfield, wishing you a wonderful day. Bye for now. But when your body's producing the purpose for your body to produce the cortisol is to get you in that fight or flight energy, so that, but when your body, your cells aren't using that glucose, then it is eventually, when that urge to fight or flight subsides, it's going to be stored as fat. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you would like more support, ideas, guidance, frameworks, and some positive, uplifting suggestions, please check out some of my other videos. You can activate your subscription on my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post newer content. But those playlists are a framework for you to organize all aspects of your life to enhance your happiness and transform the life that you're living. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, my dear friends, I hope you have a wonderful day.